Hasta la vista, baby.
Get away from her, you bitch!
I, Iron Man.
Expecto Patronum!
I am your father.
There's a snake in my boot!
What's going on, guys? Ryan O'Toole back here again, giving you guys another ranking video. If you guys are new here, feel free to click that subscribe button and that bell notification icon for more reviews, reactions, rankings, and more movie content. It's finally here, guys. The videos I've been very excited to make since the start of 2021. My top 10 best movies of 2021 video. 2021 is over and it's been a fantastic year for cinema. There were some really great gems that came out this year. Comic book movies, animated films, Oscar films, all combined into one. I had a really difficult time coming up and finalizing my top 10 and my honorable mentions, so this is going to be a fun video to make, guys. Let me know down below in the comment section what your guys' top 10 favorite movies of 2021 are, and let's see how different our lists are. I've not seen every single movie that came out this year. It is far impossible for a human being to see every single movie that came out this year. I'm going to put a list of every single movie I saw this year in the description box so you guys can see that. Feel free to agree to disagree, but don't get nasty in the comment section, guys. This is just my list. And another thing is that grades do not matter for my end of the year list. If you guys comment and say, wait, Ryan, you gave this movie an A+. You also gave this movie an A+. How come it's not in the top 5? This is a personal list. Maybe that film hasn't held up on rewatch. I can't see myself rewatching this film again, but I felt like that movie deserved the grade in particular. We're going to start off with my honorable mentions. I have 10 honorable mentions. I'll just breeze right through them. Here we go. Raya and the Last Dragon. Free Guy. Pig. Don't Look Up. West Side Story. Belfast. Zack Snyder's Justice League. Tick, Tick, Boom. No Time to Die. And The Last Duel. All of those are fantastic movies. It was really difficult to find a spot for them, but they just missed out on the top 10. Let's get to number 10. I'm shocked this movie stayed in the top 10 since it came out in February. Judas and the Black Messiah was one of my favorite movies by far this year. I saw it early at Sundance and hearing all the rave reviews about it, and people were not wrong. Judas and the Black Messiah is probably the most important film to come out this year. But the thing that made this movie stand out on its own were the terrific performances in it, especially Daniel Kaluuya, who won Best Supporting Actor for his role as Fred Hampton. His performance is out of this world amazing. Daniel Kaluuya steals this movie, as well as Lakeith Stanfield. I think Lakeith Stanfield was also great in it, and just the messages of this movie are very powerful. It's one of the best acted films of this year. I was bawling and was just highly motivated after watching this movie, and it floored me. Judas and the Black Messiah, definitely one of my favorites of this year.
They're not the kind of people worth saving.
This movie I was very nervous going into because I loved the first movie back in 2018. It was one of my favorite films of that year. I love horror, suspenseful films, and John Krasinski back directing A Quiet Place Part 2. This movie, I think it's a dash better than the first one. Incredibly suspenseful, well directed by John Krasinski. Emily Blunt's fantastic. Millicent Simmons really steals the entire film and introduces some new characters like Jaimon Hunsu and Cillian Murphy, who were both great. And A Quiet Place 2 was one of the most thrilling experiences of the year. I loved watching this in a theater, and it has one of the best endings of this year by far. I cannot wait for Quiet Place 3. Hopefully John Krasinski returns to direct.
Is this what you wanted?
Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Definitely an epic blockbuster from the MCU. It introduces a badass new hero to the MCU with Shang-Chi. Simu Liu is such a badass. Definitely some of the best fight sequences I've seen in comic book movies and in the MCU in particular. The thing I love the most about Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings is that it doesn't really focus on this multiverse stuff that's going on. It's just a film about family dynamics, a father and son broken apart film. And seeing Simu Liu progress as Shang-Chi is just great. And seeing the fight sequences, the bus scene, the skyscraper fight. I love Shang-Chi. I cannot wait for the sequel. Definitely one of the biggest surprises of this year.
Venus and Serena gonna shake up this world.
King Richard is a film that's definitely gonna get hugely considered for Oscars this year, especially for Will Smith's groundbreaking performance as Richard Williams, the father of Venus and Serena Williams, the two greatest tennis players in the world. I love this film. I was blown away by King Richard, some of the best acting, writing, and scenes of this year. And I love sports biopics, and I think this one is one of the best in a while. And John Bernthal, I want to give him a shout out too, because I loved his performance in here as one of the coaches. But Will Smith makes this movie what it is. King Richard's messages are very powerful. It has some controversies in it, but I think King Richard is a fantastic movie.
It's time.
Dune was my most anticipated movie of this year by far. Denis Villeneuve, he's definitely the best modern filmmaker working today in my opinion. Dune was a groundbreaking blockbuster. Introduces some great characters and a great new world of Arrakis. It has like the biggest cast bar none of this year, with Chalamet, Jason Momoa, Oscar Isaac, Rebecca Ferguson, Josh Brolin. The list goes on and on. I love just the Lord of the Rings, Star Wars vibes with the story. It is a very long movie, but it needed to be. The novel is incredibly iconic and long, and the sandworm sequences were gorgeous. Dune is definitely, I think, gonna sweep the technical stuff this year, and it's definitely a groundbreaking epic that came out this year. Last Night in Soho. This movie was groundbreaking. I loved everything about this movie. This film right here makes me go, I love cinema. Edgar Wright's choices for the way he films certain sequences, the way he films his actors and actresses. Anya Taylor-Joy, Thomasin McKenzie, who steals this entire film. And it has my favorite twist of the year by far in the third act. It was polarizing for some, but I loved it. Last Night in Soho had the horror, it had the comedy mixed into one from Edgar Wright.
Why would someone build that?
My favorite animated movie of the year, bar none, having no expectations going into it, and I was blown away with Mitchells vs. the Machines. It's my favorite comedy of the year. This movie is freaking hilarious with all the jokes with those dumb robots and the cute dog. But really what surprised me about Mitchells vs. the Machines is it's not about this robot apocalypse, technology's taking over the world. It's a film about family. It's about the father and daughter, Katie, who we can all relate to, especially me as a YouTuber. Definitely Mitchells vs. the Machines, favorite animated movie of the year. James Gunn is back again, and he does it with the Suicide Squad. What he did with Guardians of the Galaxy totally surprised me, and it doesn't surprise me with Suicide Squad. The way he's able to introduce these new characters, as well as characters we've seen before, with Harley Quinn, my girl, Margot Robbie kills it, but it's the new characters that steal the show. King Shark, Peacemaker, Bloodsport, all three of those characters are freaking awesome. King Shark steals the movie for me. Sylvester Stallone is hilarious, but it's such a great comic book movie. It gets right to the point. It's this simple mission. I had a blast with this movie. I've seen it 2 times, and I cannot get enough of the Suicide Squad. I loved In the Heights. This was such a great movie. And it's this musical. Shout out to my brother Cody. He loves and got me into the In the Heights musical. Lin-Manuel Miranda, he just cannot disappoint this year. In the Heights had a beautiful story. It told this brilliant Broadway musical into film format. Characters, songs, dancing, everything, the whole 96,000 yards. I loved Usnavi. Anthony Ramos was great. All these new actors that I didn't know were in it, and I was swept off my feet with In the Heights. I cried. I've seen it like 4 times now, and I can't get tired of it.
It's all my fault. I can't save everyone.
Yeah, you guys already guessed what number 1 is before you clicked on the video, and that is Spider-Man No Way Home. This movie, it lived up to all the hype I could ask for. Balancing all of these iconic Spider-Man villains, Green Goblin, Doc Ock, Electro, Lizard, Sandman. That seemed really scary to balance all those villains, and they managed to do it very well. And this is Tom Holland's best performance as Peter Parker Spider-Man, as it's diving into him and the multiverse. Spoiler alert if you guys have not seen No Way Home. Spoilers in 3, 2, 1. They brought Toby and Andrew back, and what a way to do it. No Way Home, easily my favorite movie of the year. Spider-Man, baby. There you have it, guys. That was my top 10 best movies of 2021. Look forward to my top 10 worst movies of 2021. I'm not looking forward to making that one, but I'm excited to make it for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Happy New Year. I cannot wait for 2022. All my social media links are in the description below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.